Adult, Illinois.
My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dalton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dalton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dalton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dalton, Illinois.
My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary, live from Adult, Illinois.
My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dalton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue
How y'all doing today? Oh no, Sanchez, use the passion on your shoes. What's happening? But don't be depressed, because I could tell you, and hopefully you can get through whatever you're going through, because depression is real. But if you're depressed about Dalton, please reverse that. Reverse that energy. Do not be depressed about Dalton. Good Lord. Woo. Child, I couldn't talk about Dalton if I wanted to. And I will talk about some other things that I wanted to talk about, actually. And that is Ryan. For Ryan's Gay Chicago, I didn't know, but I follow him on TikTok. He's running for the school board in Harvey. And I haven't heard him make a big fuss about it. Maybe you guys have. But I haven't heard him make a big fuss about it. So I wanted to share that. So if you know some people in Harvey, support Ryan. I never tell you who to vote for. Your vote is your vote. I just, if you like Ryan, go ahead and support Ryan. I think Ryan is cool. So yeah. Sorry I'm not in Harvey, Ryan, but congratulations. I didn't know. Conscious. This would be a really good subject to cover. Maybe Ryan. Thank you for covering the Southland. I don't understand why people aren't talking about Ryan. And I want to talk about that. I'm just going to put a little, sorry, it has to start with this funeral, but he was talking about it in Spanish. So let me see if I have it right here. This is how he said it. And Harvey has a large Hispanic community, so that's why he's talking in Spanish. But I just wanted to share with you. Hey, Scott. Hello, everybody. Tracy.
Hola, me llamo Ryan Sinwelski, vivo en Harvey. Hago la sociedad Sociedad Histórica de Harvey. Aquí es Holmes Elementary. Me postulo para el distrito, el consejo del distrito 152. La elección es el 1 de abril. Por favor, vota para mí. Perdón, mi español no es perfecto. Hablo francés y inglés. Puedo enseñar el francés y el inglés. Quiero confirmar una cosa muy importante, que la seguridad de
Because
nosotros
he's French
niños
and English.
es la muy importante. Nadie es ilegal. Nadie es ilegal. Nosotros somos juntos aquí en Harvey, vecinos.
Okay, anyone can understand what he's saying without the subtitles. This is pretty cool. I'm looking at what he's saying too, but this is pretty cool.
Vivimos juntos y debemos trabajar para mejorar la ciudad y la comunidad. Gracias. Y yeah, I guess I'll just translate that to English. So I did my best in Spanish. Sorry, folks.
You better go, Ryan. Yeah, he's connecting with the community, and I like that he's connecting with the community, and he's going to translate it to us in English now, and he's saying how important the school, how important the kids are, and he's about protecting every child.
My name's Ryan. I do the Harvey Historical Society. I live here in Harvey. I'm in front of Holmes Elementary. I'm running for School District 152. I just wanted to confirm, the safety of our kids is the number one thing. No one is illegal. No person is illegal. We're all neighbors here together. We all need to work together to make our community better. I mean, it's just that simple. So I just wanted to send that message out, because that's, a lot of people are worried right now. And that's what I stand for. I want more transparency. I want more parental involvement, and I just want the best for our kids in our district. So thank you all. Gracias. And vote for me April 1st. Oh, and if you want to talk to me and tell me your experiences, I want to hear from parents and administrators, everybody. Si quieres hablarme de todo, de las escuelas in 152, that would be great. Yeah, so definitely, if you have anything, historias, or anything you want to tell me, just let me know. Gracias. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
I thought this was cool. I did not know Ryan was running for Harvey. Sorry, I had to start it over a funeral live. I'll probably bring this up again closer to April 1st. I'm not from Harvey, but I do have friends there. So yeah, if you want to know, he's open to questions, and he's running for school board 152. Ryan's very involved in the community, and he seems like he'll be great for that job. I think more people should cover that, especially him being a fellow. I don't know if we call him a content creator, because I know he does more with the Harvey Historical Society, and he's an advocate, I would say. So if you know, I would say that. I would say Ryan is definitely an advocate. So if you know someone, share it. Tell people that Ryan's running for the school board in Harvey 152, and maybe we'll do a separate live, because I don't know who's all on the school board. Hey, Gardis. Let me say hello to everybody. Wyoming, Choose, Gardis, Scott Johnson. Oh, wait a minute. What's that? Let me see. Mama Love, what's up? Sorry, let me get on my computer. Wyoming gal, what's up? Oh, you can't a little. Good morning to everybody. Tracy, our resident fashionista, Brittany, good to see you. Everybody in here. And I love you, Choose. You know that. You know I do. That's my girl right there. Okay. A lot of my family, my sister took French. Everybody went and took French first. Isn't that crazy? So let's look up school district 152. I should have tagged Ryan. I didn't think we were going to talk about Ryan, to see if he want to come over here. Is it a way I could tag him in the chat if he want to say anything to the people? Maybe I should do a Dalton live, and then that's what I'll do. If I do something like Cassandra Jordan, Hobson Jordan, everybody will come over here. Let's see. The school board. Who's on the school board, Gardis? Do you know anybody over there? School district 152. So it wouldn't be administration, right? Choose, you know about this. So I would look for the board, not the administration. Okay. Board members. Gotcha. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, they posted wear yellow. So the board president is Myra Janet Rogers. I feel like, wait a minute. I feel like we see this lady right here on does she? No, that's not her. It might be her hair. Because I felt like we saw her at this one right here in the middle. I feel like we see her at the village meeting, but maybe I have it wrong. Teresa Cameron. Okay. Sandra Contreras, Linda Hawkins, Casey Nesbitt, and Joseph Whittington Jr. Okay, so they're all on the board. Oh, Mr. Whittington, he wrote a book. Okay. I don't know anybody personally. Okay. So he's running for a school board. I wonder if any of these people are not running for school board anymore. Interesting. Okay. And they have the agenda up here and they have minutes. Okay. All right. So go, Ryan. So we're rooting for you, Ryan. I think this will be a good vibe because you are so active in the community. Let's see how it goes. So shout out to Ryan from Ryan's Gate Chicago, covering all the stuff here in Dalton. And that's what I was gonna say, Scott. I felt like I was on a real estate page. What is going on? Somebody was like, look, hey, Scott, maybe I could reach out to them. Like, hey, you might need to I can spruce it up a little bit. Netflix. Oh, Yellow Jackets. That is so funny. Okay, you guys, thanks for being here with me. We have a Cash App goal, $20 for the live stream. You don't have to donate anything. You being here is enough. I have these goals because these live streams take a lot of time, and I love you guys, and thank you so much. And yes, I'm still fighting the good fight up here in Dalton. Okay, let's go to what I came here to talk about. Did y'all? Okay, so you guys, it was horrible. So this is kind of a scary situation and a true story as well. And it's scary because you put away your loved ones, right? Someone passes away. You want to make sure they have the best homegoing service. You trust these people to do the right thing, and this goes wrong. So let's talk about another town, Chicago Heights. Chicago Heights is in the Southland. I would say we're 15 minutes away from Chicago Heights in Dalton. You just take 394. Chicago Heights is right next door to Sauk Village. Let's talk about what happened over there. Here we go, guys. So discretion advised. It's a sensitive subject matter, and we're going to be talking about funerals and stuff. So if you're sensitive to that, just wanted to warn you. Okay, let's see. I kind of messed up here. Let me see. So this is about a crematory. So you know when you go to get your loved ones cremated, they had an issue. Chicago Heights, Illinois crematory shut down after bodies found in trailers. All right, let's go, guys.
Crematory, now under investigation, has shut down. They're accused of mishandling bodies of people who recently died. CBS News Chicago investigator Dave Savini obtained disturbing pictures from inside, and he's here now. Dave?
Joe, we blurred the pictures of what we found happening at this operation. Our investigation also uncovered a separate crematory's involvement, now both being questioned for how they handled the remains of loved ones.
As thick black smoke billows from this building, what we found happening on this property is disturbing. This is a crematory where the remains of loved ones should be handled with care. But instead, there are allegations of bodies on the floor of trailers, mishandled. We had to blur these photos we got from a source which appear to show legal violations.
Hey, I'm Dave Savini from CBS News. Can someone come out here and talk to me? Maybe an owner?
We went to the business called Heights Crematory in Chicago Heights to question them about allegations that the business is leaving these human remains in sheets or plastic bags, faces, and other body parts fully exposed. Again, out of respect for the deceased and their families, we have decided to blur these images. All of this being investigated by the Illinois Comptroller's Office, which is in charge of regulating crematories in Illinois.
Hey, can I talk to you for a second? I'm Dave Savini from CBS.
The man closing the garage door runs the place with his wife.
Clark?
His name is Clark Morgan, and he has to answer to state regulators for how the business handled the remains of each person.
Hey, I got some pictures I want to show you. Can you come out here and talk to us for a second? This is Dave Savini from CBS.
We tried to show Morgan these images taken inside a trailer on the company's property 2 weeks ago.
Hello? I want to show you some photos of your operation.
Our CBS
my
News Chicago
God.
investigators conducted surveillance on the operation and found scenes like this. Families typically send those they lost to a funeral home, and the funeral home then sends the remains to a crematory. Families are unaware of the conditions here. There are no words to describe what can be seen in these pictures.
Oh, God.
Can you open up that trailer for me? Can you open up that trailer?
When we went here, we asked to look inside their trailers because it was a 53-degree day and we could not hear the refrigeration units running.
Should you be treating people's remains like this? There's bugs in the photos. There's plastic. They're in sheets. Come on, Clark, talk to me.
The state confirms Clark Morgan's business has agreed to shut down while they investigate.
Do you think this is appropriate way to handle people's remains? Leave them in sheets like that?
A background check on the company shows other problems, millions of dollars in federal and state tax liens. Also under investigation by the state is another operation called Crown Cremations in Crown Point, Indiana. They're being investigated for their involvement in the bodies stored inside this trailer.
Hi, I'm with CBS News, ma'am.
The worker inside Crown Cremation's business office refused to talk to us.
I want to talk to you about pictures like this, ma'am. Take a look. Can you see this?
He on it,
Look up
y'all.
from your computer. These are people, remains.
During the shutdown, the state is now going through cremation records here.
You got nothing to say? I mean, come on. You're dealing with people, human remains. Bye. No comment? That's it? You have anything to say?
Crown Cremation's lawyer did get back to us and said they're cooperating with Illinois investigators. In the meantime, they say they've severed their relationship with Heights Crematory. The comptroller's investigation could lead to thousands of dollars in penalties and possible revocation of Heights Crematory license.
Wait a minute. I'm not, y'all, prayers to the family and everything. I'm going to get to y'all comments. We praying for those because you send your people off and you think that when they give you that nice little jar and they say this is your family remains, how do they know? How do they know? And no, I don't think that trailer was refrigerated because some people have the attitude, oh, they're dead anyway. They're going to be cremated anyway. And that's so sad. Okay, to the comments. Chu said the reporter is on him. Baby, the Tiffany Henyard drama stuff is drying up, Chu. So he like, wait a minute. I'm gonna give me an Emmy for this story. He went from, do y'all know how far Crown Point is? He went from Chicago Heights. He drove at least like 40 minutes to Crown Point, Indiana. He was like, I'm getting all this story, honey. He said, I missed that Tiffany Henyard beat. Hold on, guys. Okay. Hold on. All right. He's like, y'all ain't gonna miss. I'm not gonna miss this one. Someone put in here they were smuggling rugs. What? Who said that? Someone said they were smuggling rugs. Oh, you can't trust people. What have? Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Sorry, Choose. I stayed right there for 3 days, slept outside. I did this 3 times, and now I'm glad. Yeah. You know, in some cultures, they, before they bury the body, the family stays with the body for like some days, right? Or they have everything prepared right there at home. Like they go with them from the time the person is deceased. They never leave. Some people sleep in funeral homes. They never leave their side. Yeah. This is a shame. It happens all over the place. We're going to Burr Oak next. So yeah, this is what we're playing next, Gardis. But yeah, this poor news dude, he was on them. Y'all, was he on them or was he on them? First of all, number one, when the story started, you know I had to catch up. Right here at this point.
Handling bodies of people who recently...
Look at them two together. Look at them two together. Navy blue and sky blue. That's our uniform for the day. And then when my man got out here, he went all on the yard. He went everywhere. He went everywhere in the mud, all over. He brought paperwork. They not done with this investigation. This was a whole investigation. Good Lord. Okay. So this turned my stomach. I remember this story, and this is a popular cemetery in Chicago. It's called Burr Oak. Like Garda said, Emmett Till is buried here. Oh, it's our girl Tia Ewing. Look, y'all. Tia got that. What color is that? That is so cute. But she got the same color. I forgot the color. I call it sunset auburn. That's cute.
A human jaw and teeth. I informed that family contacted me after visiting Burr before. While leaving their loved one's gravesite, they stumbled upon a human jaw and teeth. I informed that family to contact the cemetery. They did, and that's when law enforcement stepped in.
And now the Cook County Sheriff's Department is investigating, and the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office is looking into the origin of those human remains.
The Cook County Sheriff's Office says the bones were found where human remains were previously uncovered as part of the 2009 grave desecration scandal, where at least 200 graves were destroyed. You'll remember grave sites were being resold to grieving families, and grave diggers were stacking bodies in plots already occupied or removing previous remains and burying new bodies in their place. It's believed the bone discovered earlier this month is from that time period when the FBI uncovered those crimes. Bashan Edmondson describes how the discovery was made by his family.
As we were leaving, my sister screamed, said, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." So I turned around and checked on her. And when we looked down on the ground, it looked like a skeleton coming out of the ground. It was the side of a face of a skeleton with teeth still intact and a couple of teeth not intact, but it was all right there on the ground. Looked like it was trying to come up from the ground like some type of horror movie.
As for the investigation, it continues, but there is no evidence of foul play or new criminal activity at this time.
Now, wait a minute. I wanted to pause here. Wyoming said
Temperatures are below freezing.
Wyoming said, what happened, Wyoming? I missed it. This is the second disturbing story I heard today. I just read about the wedding guest that snuck out of the wedding to blow. What? No. I didn't hear that story. Gardy says, in the Philippines, the body of the loved one stays at the home for 2 weeks. How does it stay there, Gardis? Like, do they get embalmed there, or that's interesting. I didn't know that. 2 weeks? Oh. Remember we covered that lady, what was it? It was a, what do we call those? This one.
They're going.
Baby, when I tell you they settled this case so fast, this lady, she didn't even get off the news. She didn't even leave the news office. They settled this case super fast.
Cemetery moved her daughter's grave and tell her. I told her, look, lady, I've been coming to the cemetery almost 20 years visiting my daughter. I know exactly where she should be, and she's not where she's always been. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Marley Ginter.
And I'm Curtis Mang. Tonight, this mother knows exactly what she wants from the cemetery. After all, she says it feels like her daughter was just taken from her all over again.
I mean, it's the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Halloween night 2008.
I can't even deal with Halloween anymore.
A drunk driver swerved off the road in West Sacramento, killing 17-year-old Jessica Ferrari. The River City High senior was buried at Sacramento's St. Mary's Catholic Cemetery. When you buried your daughter 16 years ago, you thought that was going to be her final resting place.
Of course. Yes, I thought that's where she was going to be. I watched my daughter being lowered in the ground.
For years, Sonia visited her daughter's grave weekly, centered right in front of this bench. The visits became more sporadic on anniversaries and drop-ins. During a September drop-in, something was very different.
And then as soon as I got out the car, I saw, because she used to be placed directly in the center of that bench, and now she's way over to the left.
This green marker shows a man who died in April is freshly buried there.
His marker is right.
Man, they moved that girl body. And look, they were like, when the news came, they were like, oh no, this is a private cemetery. And so the funeral director, like the state, has no control over this cemetery because it's private. So she had to sue. It was so crazy. So let's go back to Burr Oak. I just wanted to share that part. So let's go back to Burr Oak again, where Emmett Till is buried.
Cases in Chicago history, the Burr Oak Cemetery scandal. Now one of the defendants is set to go to trial 6 years later. In this original report, CBS 2's Suzanne Lemonniot explains why he can't wait to have his day in court.
I want everybody to know what really happened out at Burr Oak Cemetery.
In 2009, Keith Nix and 2 other defendants were accused of digging up bodies at Burr Oak Cemetery to resell burial plots. Now, 6 years later, the case is going to trial. Jury selection begins January 26th. 4 of the 7 counts against Nix have been dismissed. Nix was a supervisor at the cemetery. He oversaw 2 men in his role. Both are now prosecution witnesses.
You told the authorities 2 disgruntled employees made this all up. This is not true. I've done nothing wrong.
Right. I sure did. I have 3 generations buried at Burr Oak, and my job was to come in and was to enhance the place. I really feel bad for the families that got drawn into this. It didn't happen. The truth is going to come out.
Nick says one of the men continually went to an area where extra soil from old burial digs was dumped in the 80s.
He had actually started excavating bones, bone fragments, and planting them throughout the cemetery, even in the lunchroom area. So one of the guys even had the nerve to take a set of teeth in the office.
Nix's attorney, Tony Parayka,
items of evidence,
says under the Cemetery Protection Act, Nix isn't liable for the remaining charges.
Why are they pursuing this still, do you think?
This case is about the vast abuse of governmental authority by the sheriff's office and the state's attorney's office, who have to date expended up to $10 million of taxpayers' money to investigate and prosecute a case that has no merit.
Now, a spokesperson for Cook County State's Attorney Anita Alvarez says no comment can be made on the case prior to trial. And a spokesperson for Sheriff Tom Dart, a key figure in the entire investigation, says there is no comment on these, in their words, baseless allegations. Live in the newsroom, Suzanne Le Mignot, CBS 2 News. Rob, Marissa.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Fall, hundreds of grief-stricken families poured into Burr Oak Cemetery for directions.
We're going to go this way.
Yeah.
A bit of reassurance.
We'll get you on the next shuttle bus.
And bus rides to look for graves they hope are still there.
I want to know what my family is. They souls is not resting in peace.
4 cemetery workers here face up to 30 years behind bars for their alleged roles in digging up bodies and reselling plots. Diane Dubray came in from Las Vegas yesterday to bury her aunt, only to find the plot already occupied.
They were telling me there's no space there because there's another casket in there.
Vanessa Russ says last year she noticed her mom's headstone was in the wrong place.
The headstone was maybe about a half a block away.
Burr Oak is the final resting place of many famous African Americans, including lynching victim Emmett Till. His remains were exhumed, then reburied 4 years ago. News today, his old glass-top casket was found rusting in this shed home to possums and rats. The money donated to build a mausoleum in his honor is missing.
How could anybody allow this to happen to something that's so pertinent to history?
Nobody can say for sure exactly how many thousands of people are buried in this 150-acre cemetery, leading the sheriff to suggest, short of digging up every grave and doing DNA testing, every family may never have complete resolution.
The question has been asked, ultimately, are you going to bring complete clarity to everybody? I can't make that assurance at all.
Which means many families have lost their loved ones all over again. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Alsip, Illinois.
2,000 families have shown up at a cemetery near Chicago, trying to find out if their loved ones' remains have been disturbed. Officials raided the Burr Oak Cemetery in Alsip Wednesday morning and arrested 4 cemetery workers who are accused of digging up graves and reselling the plots. Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart says problems are turning up at the cemetery each day, and he says officials found Emmett Till's original casket in a shed with trash and rodents inside.
People have gone to grave sites where the headstones are gone. People have gone to the grave site where a different person is there now. People have gone to grave sites where it's clear that something has been removed and moved. Those stories continue. Those are just since yesterday. We've had about 30 of those.
Dart confirmed Till's gravesite has not been disturbed.
We went into what best be described as a dilapidated garage. A lot of lawn care equipment, piles of things, and in the corner of it is a casket. We went and opened it. There was wildlife living inside of it. We very quickly came to the conclusion it was the original casket that Emmett Till was buried in.
Reverend Jesse Jackson says the suspects plotted this scheme.
These people actually planned and plotted the scheme. And there was insufficient oversight. But the investigation must leave no stone unturned, and no one who gained the benefit must be locked out of the equation of the investigation.
Till's body was exhumed in 2005 during an investigation of his death. As is customary, he was not reburied in the same casket. Till, who was from Chicago, was 14 when he was kidnapped and lynched after he whistled at a white woman in 1955 in Mississippi. Some say his lynching helped spark the civil rights movement.
Emmett Till's lynching redefined emotions in our culture in very fundamental ways. And so to see his casket in this state of desecration and neglect is very painful.
Rob Moretti for thegrio.com.
Democrats plan to hold a funeral home accountable for its actions. Senate Democrats filed a bill after a funeral home scandal in downstate Clarenville. It misidentified hundreds of cremated remains given to families. The legislation would put tighter restrictions on current procedures.
When
people have suffered a death in their family. They're obviously mourning, and they're in a very vulnerable position. And it's easy for unscrupulous people to take advantage of them at that point. We want to make sure that doesn't happen.
This bill is sponsored by State Senators Doris Turner and Bill Cunningham.
That is just crazy. So, can I ask a question? If Emmett Till, that should have been a historical. They could have called like the Smithsonian, or what we have the DuSable Museum, or his family, and said, "Hey, we have the casket. How do you want us to?" I don't even know, discard of it. Y'all just gonna just throw it to the side? And poor Emmett Till, he couldn't even rest, right? They still exhumed his body in 2005. I mean, he really couldn't rest. Choose. Thank you so much. Thank you live stream go. I appreciate you so much. Well, when did Emmett Till? Let's talk about it. Emmett Till passed away. Well, I'm not gonna say he was murdered. Sorry. Let's talk about where blacks could be buried. This is why I need Gardis Watts to come on up here. He died in 1955. We just were talking about how Woodland Cemetery would not take black people. Certain cemeteries would not take black people. We just talked about it with the AR Leaks. Yes, AR Leaks. Who Mr. Leak was a driver for Dr. King, right? And they used to have to protest because that's one thing that the Leaks his son was talking about, because blacks weren't allowed to be buried in certain cemeteries. So this is very, and as we hear from this, in Alsip, Burr Oak is where a lot of African Americans were buried. That could be. Because I'll tell you one thing, Emmett Till house is closer to that cemetery on 63rd, right? And when we think about it, who did his funeral? I'm trying to think. I think it was Taylor Funeral Home. It wasn't or was it Rayner? Who did? Let's see. Emmett Till funeral. Location. Where was it? Where was his funeral? Do you guys? Was it Rayner? Carefree was at the Rainbow Push Coalition. At a church on the south side of Chicago.
At a church.
Okay. I feel like A.A. Rayner or maybe Taylor Funeral Home did his body. Let's watch this PBS. This is sad.
At a church on the south side of Chicago, Emmett Till's mutilated body would be on display for all to see.
It was on a Sunday afternoon. I won't ever forget, it was a Sunday afternoon. The church was very calm. The line was very orderly. I thought that pretty soon the crowd would die down. It looked like all of Chicago was there.
Well, they brought their children with them because Emmett was 14 years old, and they wanted the younger kids to see what happened to Emmett. They were mad. They were angry.
And as we were led into the church, my girlfriends and myself, we walked up to the casket, and it was covered with glass. And we all looked down. This was our friend laying, looking like a monster.
They said that about 1 in every 5 had to be assisted out of the building. They would just go into a faint.
I think Black people's reaction was so visceral. Everybody knew we were under attack. And that attack was symbolized by the attack on a 14-year-old boy.
We have to, this is another subject I would like to cover. The life and impact of Emmett Till. It was this show I really liked. I don't know why it was canceled. What was the name? You guys might have saw it. It was called, it had Journey Smollett in it. Do you guys know? It was on HBO. I can't think of it. But anyway, they put Emmett Till in the story, right? And his name was Bobo in the story. And it was set in Chicago. Lovecraft. That's what Lovecraft. Oh my God. And they put a lot of Black history in this show. I thought it was really, really good. And Emmett Till was a his real life, but he was a character in the show. And they sort of, he sort of is in Chicago, living his life, having a ball and visiting his friend. And they covered the funeral, and they described like how it was hot. You could smell, the death in the air. And it was really something I like the way they made us be in that moment. So yeah, for him to be disrespected in life taken at a young age, and then someone go and disrespect him again in his final resting place, that's ridiculous. So I don't think his grave was okay and he was there, but it was the fact that they disrespected his casket the way they did and just threw it to the side like trash. Very interesting. Okay. So I just want to cover that. So we're going to have to, let me try to give you something. Let's cover something nostalgia right quick, so I don't leave y'all on such a note like this. Isn't it something when we think about our history, what our people been through, respecting the sacrifice? And I was telling you guys, in so many ways that different stories have referenced Emmett Till, that's in like a fiction, story, even though he's a real life person. He is history. So it was I told you guys something else, but they copyrighted it so fast. Spike Lee, wasn't it? Who did? It wasn't him. Who did Tales from the Hood, y'all? Who did Tales from the Hood? It's not. Why do I feel like the first Tales from the Hood, was it Tales from the Hood? Oh, 40 Acres and a Mule production. I'm like, why do I keep on wanting to put Spike Lee in there? 40 Acres and a Mule, right? So, and Tales from the Hood 2, I think it was. It's like you can find it on like Tubi. Maybe we'll do a watch along one day. I've always wanted to do one of those. They had Emmett Till came back to the future. He came back, no pun intended, but he came to the future, and it was this politician, and he was running. He was a Black man. He was married to a white woman, and he was a Republican, right? So that's how they set it up. And people are like, yeah, you know, he get what he deserved because of all these things. No. They were showing you how our freedom is because of the sacrifices people made. So he was able to be Republican. He was able to be Democrat. He's able to be independent. He's able to vote because of the sacrifices everybody made. But anyway, Emmett Till is the one that comes back and he tells him about the future, right? Thank you for 11 months, Chavis, I've been on here that long. Thank you for 11 months memberships. I appreciate it. So Emmett Till comes back to warn this man that was running on a Republican ticket. Nothing was wrong with that, but the guy he was running with was a racist, right? And the guy was all about money and greed or whatever. He was like, I got here on my own. So anyway, Emmett Till comes back to tell him, well, I didn't have to die if, you know, you think this way. And they go through the whole story from the time he got up, from the time they came and got him out of bed, to what his aunt and uncle were doing, to the cousin that was sleeping in the bed next to him and how it went down. And they really made Emmett Till a hero. And one of the things that I really liked, even though it's called Tales from the Hood, was the men tried to make Emmett Till kneel. And he said, no, I'm going to stand on my feet. You know, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die. You know, a man. So, yeah, but the whole thing was respect the sacrifice. So this man, he thought he got here all on his own. So in the story, they end up trying to make him see the racism, see the sacrifice, see the things he would take it for granted. So it's a really good story. It's a really, really good story. It's more to it than that, but I think you should watch it. And it was pretty cool. And it was about how we are now able to make all the choices we want to make because of the sacrifices. That goes back to what's going on in Dalton. We think that a lot of people think we were just given this. It was just a few years ago. We couldn't vote. Women couldn't vote. And then I'm double that, right? If you're Black, you couldn't vote. It's just like, we just take all of that for granted, including Tiffany, including the trustees. Everybody's like, I'm an elected official. I'm the first. You got to respect the sacrifices. Okay, so let's go to something. Now I'm off my soapbox. Let's go to, I want to talk about this story, some nostalgia. So do y'all like bowling? Put a 1 in the chat if you like bowling. We had to take bowling in high school, y'all. So this is a historical bowling alley. It's Black owned. For over 75. It's Black owned. And I want to just share the story in case people want to do something this weekend. Maybe go bowl. Go here.
5 years, Skyway Bowl has been a staple of Chicago's southeast side. It's a family-owned business that's fighting right now to keep its doors open for the next generation.
Tia Ewing has more on the efforts to keep Skyway rolling. Tia?
Well, let me tell you about Skyway. I actually used to bowl there as a little girl. The key word here is what they're looking for in terms of support. That's what the owner, Brunetta Hill Corley, says is needed after being steamrolled by the COVID-19 pandemic. Bowling leagues keep the business afloat, but the number of people hitting the lanes isn't back up to pre-pandemic levels. Meanwhile, the bills keep coming.
With that shutdown, we lost a third or fourth or more of our main and our strongest revenue stream, which is our leg bowl. After that, our the proprietorship took the governor to court. Yes, we sued him and we won, but we didn't get any money for it. It was the fact that to allow us to open back up. But I operated this facility for 2 years with no customers. There was still debt that had to be paid. You had to pay a mortgage. You had to pay your utilities. My employees were laid off.
Well, Skyway Bowl is a cherished bowling alley on the 9900 block of South Torrance Avenue. It took out a small business loan from the federal government to support its operations. At its peak, the business boasted a league of 150 bowlers, but that number has since dwindled to just 30. Johnny and Mary Hill purchased Skyway in 2009, continuing a legacy of community and family ownership. Johnny, originally from the South, spent his early years picking cotton before migrating north, where he worked in various city, county, and state roles. A trailblazer, he became the first African-American to own 2 Chicago bowling alleys, despite never having bowled himself. His purchase of Skyway was a labor of love for his wife, Mary. After his passing and as Mary aged, their daughter, Netta, took over the reins. The business has endured, but challenges have mounted. In 2019, Skyway lost nearly half of its league revenue because of COVID-19. Now, rising property taxes are making it even harder. Yet the owners refuse to roll a gutter ball just yet. To keep the historic bowling alley thriving, you see what they're doing. They've launched a GoFundMe page to ensure that Skyway Bowl's legacy continues for generations to come.
I don't care what color you are. You should always take care of home first. Take care of your community first. You should go out and bowl at other facilities and experience the competition and the social experience there. But at the end of the day, don't leave your community hanging. You pass me to go to another facility. So I feel that if you take care of home, this is how our communities thrive. That means taking care of the local businesses within where you live.
Now, Skyway Bowl is trying to raise $1 million to pay off their mortgage and COVID loan. It's the only Black-owned alley with certification from the United States Bowling Congress. To learn more, you can visit their website at skywaybowlchicago.com. Terrence and Sylvia, I'll send it back to you.
Wow. Okay, so I just put the GoFundMe in the chat. If you know someone from Chicago and want to share, maybe if you go for a date over there, they so far they have $1,852 raised. So good luck to Skyway Bowl. It says it's America's only Black-owned United States Bowling Congress certified professional league bowling alley. Okay. You know what? I know a couple that met at Skyway Bowl and they stayed married like 46 years. So yeah, pretty cool. Let's see. Scott, what you say? Let me go over to Scott. Skating. Oh yeah, skating is so expensive now. Skating rink in my area is charging $14 just for admission, $6 for skate rental for 2.5 hours. That's $20 per person, making a family of 4 on Saturday night. $80 without any concessions. You're right. Hey, that's why Tiffany was trying to do the skating rink for free, Scott. They didn't like it, which we wouldn't have survived, but okay. Yeah, very interesting. Okay. I think I'll end it here. We was kind of long-winded. I just wanted to talk about that. I'll come back and do a video on Ryan, and I also am going to do my video on the raid, the FBI subpoena, but I'm doing that in members only. You know, I really just don't have the energy to talk about Dalton. I was listening to Shay from Late Night Crew. Shout out to Shay. And he was like, he did my favorite quote. The definition of insanity is, what's that quote go guys? Is repeating the same thing and expecting different results. And that's very true. So why would I keep getting on here talking about Dalton? Oh, you guys, why am I talking about Dalton? And why won't you listen to what I got to say? No. But I will go over to the members only for people who did join my membership and who did want to hear my take on Dalton as a member. So I'll do that over there. But child, Shay struck a nerve. I turned my TV off. I can't stand when somebody telling the truth. I just turned the TV off and said, why he being right? Why is he talking sense? If you making sense, let me turn you off right now. So we're going to be doing some more fun stuff, okay? We're going to be talking some more fun stuff. We'll also be talking some serious stuff as well. But It's a commentary channel, and I've been stuck in this reality show called Dalton for a little bit too much. What? Scott said people are bringing their families to breweries because it's cheap. Oh, I did not know that. No, I'm lying. Okay, so my friend, she took me to this place in Oak Lawn, and it was it's something called, hold on, let me look. I'm gonna tell you, Scott. Would this be considered a brewery? Let me look for her right now. What is the name of this place? I want to know if it's a brewery. Deja Brew. Deja Brew Bar and Grill, right? So it is, right? Is that a brewery? But it was kids in there, and I was like, what are the kids doing here? Because it was for a brunch place, but it's so girly and cute. And I'm like, what is going on? Oh, Ragin, is it Fat Tuesday? Ragin, our native from New Orleans. Wow. Is it Fat Tuesday? Nice. So yeah, just wanted to talk about that. And I will be having content because I have stuff to say about the FBI thing, and I have stuff to say about the about Cassandra Hobson Jordan. Tomorrow, I think Wednesday, Conscious is going to have her on her channel, and I'm trying not to laugh. I'm not laughing. Conscious, I'm not laughing at you. Something just popped in my head yesterday about Miss Cassandra. Good luck to her and Danasha Harrison. Good luck to everybody. April 1st is election day. Make sure you vote. And yes, the county is still here hiring for the election day judges. So if you need an extra coin, it's available all over, not just Dalton. All right, you guys. It is Fat Tuesday. Let's go. The yard. What's a yard goat? What's a yard goat? Is that something in New Orleans? Ooh, Chavis is talking in. Is that French or is that is it French? Yeah. You speak French in Louisiana, right? Yeah. Thank you. All right, you guys, you have a great day. And we weren't too long-winded, but hey, as well, the funeral home that we started to talk about this morning, I'm sorry, the crematory, they're still under investigation. So if you try to sue me.
I got some clothes, I got some jewelry, the rest I got tied up in investments. I ain't got nothing else.
All right, y'all take care of yourself and each other and be good to one another, okay? We got a long way to go. Bye.
Commentary blue, commentary, burgundy, commentary, comment blue, commentary, comment burgundy blue.